Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing another video on Apex once again. Today's video we're going to be covering two different things right now, and that is mainly to do with the supply bins in Apex Legends and a little bit of an update to them, but also going over the legend perks as well alongside this. So, if you guys don't know, we have the support bin and the assault bin as two little variants of the normal supply bin that we can actually get in the game, and these obviously relate to the Apex Legends class system. So assault characters can open the red bin and support characters can open the blue bin. But as you can see by this image right here, we have recently gotten quite a few more perks added to the game over the last how many seasons. As we now have multiple skirmisher perks, whereas ever since season 16 when the perks were actually released, skirmishers only really ever had one until just now. Whereas support still has that support perk, the assault still has that assault perk for accessing the bins. But from what is basically being talked about by developers is potentially a recon and controller device rework. So if you guys don't know, you can access survey beacons and ring consoles as recon and controller characters respectively. And the developers are looking to change that a little bit to make it so you don't have to go very far away to access them devices, and kind of straying away from where you normally go along your routes to access them devices to get that information that is very valuable. They kind of want to make it more accessible and not directly a result of a device. Now, I've made countless concepts for future perks and stuff like that in other videos, and some of my theories kind of stringed along the fact that we could have a device for every single class, as we also have the support and the assault bins. They're kind of like devices that only them characters can interact with, and then obviously we would have something similar for the skirmisher class, like maybe like a device that gives everyone movement speed or something like that, I don't know, but something like that, some new device that would be for the skirmisher class, just so that every single class has a unique device in the world that they can interact with. Something pretty cool like that. However, with the skirmisher rework, the new perks at least, it doesn't really seem like that is the approach that is wanting to be had. I mean, you can still reveal items from a care pack, but it's not exactly interacting with the care pack. You're just kind of looking at it, and then it tells you the information. So I would like to see something like that in the future still, where we'll see a little bit of similarity between the classes, where each perk has its own purpose, because it does definitely feel like sometimes, especially with the assault class, all of them perks are very selfish and doesn't actually add much to the team. You could argue that the assault bins are a team perk because you can open a bin and then the people can take the items from the bin. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, whoever opens the bin, the assault character, takes all the items from the bin anyway. You're not really sharing them items. So a lot of the perks are very selfish, and I would love to see more team-based perks. I would like to see, a device that just that character can interact with as one perk. I would like to see one perk as a selfish perk, and I would like to see one perk as a team perk. And I think that would be pretty cool. Have 3 perks for each class, and have each one do its own little thing. I think it would be quite nice, that. But why this ties into the bins a little bit is because, let's say the developers do go along with that train of thought, and they do decide, right, okay, we're going to remove the ring console, we're going to remove the survey beacon to make it so that all devices are removed from the game. We're just going to have simple perks that you just have and you interact with at any point in the game, or for whatever reason, whatever interact it's going to be, right? And you don't have to interact with a device of some sort. That means that we probably may not see the support or the assault bin anymore. So let's say that this happens. We no longer see these all the ring console, the survey beacon. Well then, what could the bins be in the future? And that got me thinking about the gold bin and the mythic bin that we got added a few seasons ago. And I would really like to see that kind of extended a little bit more, where instead we have a blue bin, a purple bin, a gold bin, and a mythic bin. So we actually have the 4 rarities right there. And at the start of the game, we have a chance at the very start of the game to get either just a normal bin, a blue bin, or a purple bin. Just off drop, them are the bins that are up for grabs. Obviously, purple bins being very, very rare. And then as you progress through the game and then the bins reset, then you have a chance to get either normal bins, blue bins, purple bins, or gold bins very rarely. And then when it has another reset, very late in the game, then you get only blue, purple, gold, and then the 1 mythic bin at the very end. That's how I would like to see the bins kind of upgrade as the game goes on. Now, why is this important? The main reason is because RNG in this game. RNG is annoying as hell. That's why the arsenals were added this season, because it basically enables you to get your favourite weapon that you want to get, essentially. Which I think is a good addition, but I think that could have just been grouped in with the replicators, I felt like replicators could have done that purpose, but anyway, new device anyway. But RNG is definitely a problem in this game, because you're not always going to be guaranteed that you get the stuff that you need and that you want. And I feel like, especially for ALGS as well, sometimes you might have everything that you need, but the team that's just in the POI next to you might have absolutely nothing because RNG. They just didn't get the things that they needed. And I think it's very unfortunate. So I think in the future, we could see something like this, where we have, at the very start of the game, the same chance in every single POI for the same amount of rarity of bins. So every POI has the same percentage of common bins, same percentage of rare bins, the blue ones, and the same percentage of epic bins, the purple ones, at the very start of the game. And then same later into the game. You have the same percentage no matter where you are of getting a blue, a purple, a gold, and a mythic at the very end of the game as well. It'll be really good because it eliminates that RNG a little bit. But you can go to these bins and guarantee that you're going to get good loot from it. And it's not exactly like a care pack, because obviously a care pack, the items that they have in the care packs are incredible. You know, the mythic bins as well, they're really, really good, them to looting devices. So it's not going to kind of devalue them. It's just going to mean that when you get to the end of the game, you're going to have more purple attachments, you're going to have more gold attachments, you're going to have things like that more often. But yeah, I would like to hear what you guys think about this, because obviously we are at a point right now in the game where I feel like we need some really big shifts. I think we definitely need new legends, and new weapons as well. But I think things like this, where we actually have every single class having their own perks, because I feel a little bit shit, because I'm a Rampart main and I haven't really had much of a use to play Rampart recently, because every other class is getting love, and I think even the Recon class is next. So it really does feel like I'm getting a little bit sidelined here. And so it would be nice if every single class got 3 perks, and there's something to do for every situation, selfishly, team-based wise, and then using devices as well for information. It would be really good. Or maybe on the other end of the spectrum, maybe the bins can be completely reutilized for rarity cases to kind of eliminate the RNG. It's up to you guys. Obviously, I want to pose the question to you guys. That's why these are concepts only, because it is just an area to talk about these problems and how potentially the bins could be restructured in the future. So yeah, please do let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.